Hello, going to do a real quick reading to help you make a decision. We're going to make a decision with me, Rose. So I've already done a shuffle, and I'm just going to do 3 cards and the bottom card, and then I'll do any clarifiers to kind of discern what your decision or what your challenge or what it is that you're going through having trouble deciding is, to get a little background on that, and then we'll pull a yes or a no card from another deck. It's just a little bit of fun this evening, and it is pretty dark in here. So the bottom card is the Four of Swords, and 3 cards that we'll be working with, figure out what is going on with you, is the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the World. So to me, it feels like it's financially related, but it feels like there's an emotional component to that. Maybe part of the decision that you need to make is to part with some of your money for an investment, or it could be part with some of your money for a startup or your future. I'm getting that quite a bit with the World. So yeah. Let's do a little clarification. I want to put this up here. Sorry, it is. I do have electricity, believe it or not, but I also have a really bad headache, so I don't really want to turn on the lights. I apologize about that, but I think y'all can see it. So let's clarify the Knight of Pentacles. We're going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. I think that there's definitely those of you who are there's the thing that I'm hearing, the question that I'm sort of feeling and hearing, and what I'm getting from the cards and in the energy is, should I hold on to it? Should I not take that risk? Should I keep it safe? And okay. All right, so we have the Two of Cups, which is, if you're new to tarot, is about partnership. So if this is about a business, it could be that you see opportunities in business partnership with someone. But then I think you maybe have a history of somewhat of a betrayal, not with that person, but in general in business. But this is very favorable to start over, to have a fresh perspective of the experience of whatever you're getting into or whatever you're potentially thinking about starting in a partnership with someone else. So I think that this indicates that you might want to consider this strongly. The Fool is starting over. You can see, I'll let you see it a little bit closer if you haven't seen this before. So the Fool is all about new beginnings and starting. And you see that he's not looking where he's going. He's about to step off a cliff. So there's a lot of risk involved, but he's prepared for that journey, and the sun is shining, and his little dog right there is fearlessly traveling with him. So, so it's a very favorable new beginning, and the partnership feels very strong as well. So if that's happening for you, so far so good, I would say that it's a wonderful indication, and you shouldn't be, I mean, of course, do your due diligence, and you can never have too much R&D. Well, you can, but you can never be too prepared, right? So yeah, do your due diligence, and make sure the person that you're working with you feel strongly about, and you think you can have a good working relationship with them in the long term, as I think there's a lot of potential here to go long term. This is where you're holding back. This is where you're questioning the decision to let go of that purse, let go of that money to make this new adventure. And I think I might want to pull on that a little bit if the cards are, yeah, okay. I mean, the universe is like, here's your card, Rose. Just take the Nine of Cups. So there's definitely a lot of potential for you to do well. I think you're this miserly attitude might be coming from an emotional place. So try to think, obviously your head, your heart, and your soul need to be engaged when you start anything new and you're creating purpose in your life, business-wise. But if your emotions are getting in the way of having a good decision, then maybe use your brain a little bit more. This is one of those instances where you follow your brain, I think. So there's a ton of it. There's a ton of instances and choices and challenges and decisions to be made where I 100% support following your emotions, especially like in matters of love and in matters of family and in matters of faith. You want to choose your compassion, you want to choose your empathy, you want to choose your emotional, heart-centered soul to make decisions. Yeah, because those are the most important. But when we're talking practically and with pentacles, it's okay to think mostly with your head. So you know what? I don't even want to clarify the world, because the world's one of the most amazing cards that I could pull. There's every opportunity open for you. This is a perfect card for a business venture. Like, you couldn't ask for any better than this card. Everything's possible. So let me just, I'm pretty sure what the answer is, but I have this really great deck that is kind of dark and kind of mysterious, and I'd love to get some confirmation if we can on just a yes or a no. And while I'm shuffling, I want to remind you that regardless of the pull that any tarot card reader lays down in a reading, or regardless of the content or the topic or the reason why they're pulling cards, they're always going to pull from themselves and from where they're situated in the world, and there will be biases and there will be a skew in the reading that is 100% belongs to the reader and not to you. So that's why we listen for those bits from tarot readers that resonate with us, and if something resonates, then that's just your inner self confirming what you pretty much already know. And that's what it really is, right? That's what anything like this is, or even some models of psychotherapy are all about confirming and validating what you already really know. So this is taking a while to shuffle, I'll tell you that. There's very few really positive cards in this deck, even though the deck is the same. There's still the same amount of cards, the same suites, the same suits. I don't know why I have sweets on my mind. I haven't had dessert yet today. The same amount of suits, but the cards are pretty dark. So a yes or a no is going to be, oh, they are very jumpy though. We're almost there. It's when the cards tell you to stop, you know it if you've been reading for a little while. But this is a tricky deck. Come on, there's not a lot more I can tell these poor people about this decision that they're making. By the way, this is for entertainment purposes only, and don't make any decisions based off what I said, okay? All right. All right, so the yes or no card is the King of Cups, which is a resounding yes. And I'm gonna get this up here. You can kind of see. We have a theme here. So if your business or your idea has anything to do with dogs, and my dogs agree, but there's two dogs so far that you've seen, one from the Fool and one in the King of Cups, and these are totally different decks. I did cut the video for just a minute because the dogs were too loud, but you can see from the King of Cups, this is a resounding yes. If you are thinking about starting a business with a partnership, especially if it has to do with dogs, there's two dogs I've pulled, and dogs aren't very common on either of these decks, then you're just trying to decide if you want to risk the money. The cards would say yes. I mean, it's definitely up to you. Don't use this as for any business or financial decisions. But if I'm reaffirming something that you kind of already knew, then great. Otherwise, hopefully you learned a little bit something about the cards. But yeah, so hope that this helped. Remember, these readings are for entertainment purposes only.